Okay, no, I started recording this about a second ago, and I didn't realize that my mic was still muted from when I was doing some other stuff. Yeah, sometimes I'm just dumb. But anyway, hello everybody, welcome back. It's Seiker here, your local Fox boy. We're continuing on with the Martincitopants Kerbal Space Program Nonsense 2, Part 3. Heaven's Wrath. I don't know why I'm holding my hand up. My model doesn't have hand capture, so it can't show it anyway. I mean, it could have a couple days ago, but that was basically just a joke thing that the reality app was doing. But anyway, we're at the Part 3. Heaven's Wrath. Seems our unfortunate classmate was pushed a bit too far, and now he's about to take it out. So let's see what happens to the Bean Space Program. I am concerned.
Sponsored by World of Warships.
Never played it. Oh, there's the classroom, which is kind of wrecked.
Hello again. I'm back in KSP. But why am I here? On Elu. That's kind of far away, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a good... Yeah, very far away.
It is. Worse, it looks like we're stranded here for the foreseeable future. Great. But how did this all happen? What led to our stranding on Elu?
Do tell me, please. I'm curious. How did we get here?
It's Kevin. All good questions. Well, it all began with...
4 weeks ago.
Hello again, gents. Welcome back. Today, we're yet again back in KSP.
Tactically dropping Kerbals. I guess if it works.
In this episode, we'll be making great strides in not only sending Kerbals far away, but keeping Kerbals far away. In the last episode, the bounds of science and discovery were pushed very far. New technologies were discovered, large missions were sent to the far reaches of the solar system, and society has advanced significantly. This, however, came at a cost. Many Kerbals were unfortunately turned into a grey puff of dust in the name of progress.
Via a lot of time acceleration accidents, because oh no, it makes me worried that if I ever start playing this game more seriously, I'm going to do that a lot. Have freaking catastrophic failures because I pressed the acceleration button. Oh no.
Jeb, Bill, Bob, Val, and in spirit, Urk and Obson, because I'm absolutely not getting them back. Sorry, Urk.
About 7 Kerbals.
They've all given the greatest possible sacrifice for the sake of the program. But we still have a long way to go. Remember, our goal is not to explore our planetary neighbors, but to explore our stellar neighbors, specifically Proxima Centauri b. In this episode, we'll be expanding our presence by building planetary bases all over the place. Not the dingy little ones we built last episode either. This time around, we're going for big lads. They won't just be bases, they'll be complexes.
Full on Interstellar. Okay, I admit I only built 97% of it, guys. My hamster built the rest for me. He's really good at KSP.
With their own power generation, crew quarters, mining operations, and even launch sites. Our first target is Minmus. So, let us begin. Gentlemen, this video is sponsored by Warships. Have you spent your whole life a sneaky land-dwelling pleb? Are you itching for intense violence? Well, oh boy, guess what? I think it's time for you to hop on the...
I'm offended by the state of that desk, Martin. I know it's just a PNG you found, but I'm offended by the state of that trashy desk.
Download World of Boat for free and send some high explosives at the Japanese destroyers, battleships, cruisers, and aircraft carriers. A massive 400 warships and 44 million players to send to the bottom of the ocean. But wait, there's more. The game is now partnering with Legendary Entertainment on a collaboration to bring Godzilla vs. Kong to World of Warships. What does that mean for you? Moke.
God damn it. It's funny enough when he just says boat, but it's not just a boat. No, it is moke. It is monkey boat.
Pick a side, shit lizard or giant gorilla, and unlock special rare camos, ship skins, and even moke on the boat.
Moke on the boat.
That's right, baby. Download using the first link in the description and use either Godzilla or Titan Kong for your promo code. Forget about Godzilla though, because Godzilla is a shit lizard. Enter code Titan Kong for 300 doubloons. 1 million credits, 5 days premium to USS Charleston, 10 monkey-themed camos, or Godzilla camos if you're a shit lizard fan, USS Smith, or Taichibana if you're a shit lizard fan, and 3 Godzilla vs. Kong ship crates. Gentlemen, you must act fast. This is an extremely limited event, so get your giant boat gorilla before it's too late. Friends, 31st of May.
You know, a few years ago. So unfortunately, no longer happening. I don't even play World of Warships. I see. I've played like World of Tanks and a bit of War Thunder, and I just can't stay into them. I have other games I want to play. Okay, I'm too busy playing the Trails games now. Okay, I have time investments, and my time investment are 60-hour plus JRPGs because Japan wants to kill me.
Back to the video.
Back to the video, indeed. Now we're at bases, not launches. What is our first base, Martin?
Minmus. We're going to need a few modules for our base to be fully operational. Mining, refining, habitation, and a launch pad. But let's back up.
Funnable launch pad. Cool,
Why build a base on Minmus?
Well...
Hello class, it's me, Frog Guy. In this lesson, we're going to learn about drag. Aerodynamic drag. Drag is a force that acts in the opposite direction that you're moving. If I move to the right, then I'll experience a force to the left. It slows stuff down. Not what we want for high-speed rocket flight. Or is it? Yeah, most of the time. But parachutes are very useful because they can create huge amounts of drag when you want them to, slowing a speedy craft down to not so speedy speeds. But, most of the time, drag is bad. So how do we get rid of it? Well, if we can find a way to lower these guys on the right, it'll result in this guy on the left also being lowered. Maths. Now let's say,
Yes, indeed.
I want to have no drag whatsoever.
You know what? I'll say it after Professor Martin is done with the lesson, because there is a funny thing about Kerbal Space Program mechanics that I learned when it comes to drag, but I'll explain it after we're done with the lesson here.
Since all the terms on the right are multiplied together, and we know that anything times 0 is 0, if any one of these numbers here is 0, then the whole thing is also 0. These guys on the right here can't really be 0. Area would mean our craft is a one-dimensional line, the drag coefficient can never really be 0, and if you made velocity 0, well...
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Last we could change would be fluid density. Now this can actually be 0. Now I wonder, where is fluid density 0?
Up in space? In a vacuum. Kevin's not here.
Someone. Please tell me. Really? No one? Guys, come on, it's Minmus, you fucking idiot! I've had it. God, what? Yeah, Minmus. There's no atmosphere, meaning drag is 0. Good spot for a base, don't you think?
I would say so.
So we want to build a base. What do we launch first?
Okay, to explain it first, I forget where I saw it, but it was a video I think somebody said about how to make something that can fly in atmosphere but have no drag. It's a part of the weird, funky parts of Kerbal Space Program's physics engine and its mechanics. I think that's to do with like making shells or something. I forget the exact names for things. But basically, when you're building something like this, basically like that outer shell, technically doesn't have any drag programmed onto it, from what I remember seeing in the video. So technically speaking, if you can make a craft that's just entirely that extended shell, surrounding whatever you want flying, because it's not programmed to have any drag, you can have a craft that can theoretically go as fast as possible, even in atmosphere, because, well, it technically isn't being influenced by drag because of weird programming mechanics. Gotta love it when video games are weird like that. I forget where I need to find it. I'm probably going to need to find it again, because it was actually kind of interesting just to see how the mechanics of KSP can really affect the way you design a ship, more so than the reality of it all, really. The reality of it all, really. That is a goddamn tongue twister. Only for me, at least. For me, with my crippling inability to say words properly.
Simple. 3 things at the same time, because otherwise we'd be here for far too long. The main habitation module, called Djibouti. The beam sections on the side, called Djibouti beam section. The crane. Except the crane didn't work, so we went for this thing. The amazing, the incredible, Big Nuts. Big Nuts will attach the beam section to the habitation module. So, let's launch.
That physics is having problems.
Go.
Again, I just like vibing. I just like vibing to the music.
And they're all here. After several minutes of futzing around with big nuts and a couple of encounters, the beam sections were fully assembled. So, what next? Well, we're close to completely out of funds which are needed for expanding the base. So what do? A. Collect some easy money by completing contracts. B. Sell off some science and reputation for a quick fund boost. Or C. Liquidate all capital assets and divert the funds into a multi-billion-dollar joint venture with Amin Hassan Nasser, president of Saudi Aramco Petrochemicals, to build the largest, most powerful, and most profitable chemical refinery ever built. I think the answer is pretty clear. Or into monopropellant, or cash into more cash, we have arrived at 5 million funds, more than enough to make the rest of the modules for the base. However, we have a problem. It turns out where we put the base is quite important. There are two main resources we need for it to function. Ore, which is used to make fuel, and metal ore, which is used to make metal, which is used to make rocket parts, which is used to make rockets. Our current spot is ore, but no metal ore. So I did some prospecting, found a good spot, built a sky crane, flew it to Minmus, picked up the booty, and flew it about 20 kilometers. Our new spot is rich in both ore and metal, but it's not flat and tends to cause, problems.
Physics bugs.
The base we need a drill rover, a refining rover, lots of these attacher things that are unnecessary if you aren't stupid, and finally, the launch pad.
Unnecessary if brain isn't smooth. Oh, it's from Katana. Oh, this song's from Katana Zero. I've never played that, but I mean, it looks cool. I like my cyberpunk stuff.
And there we go. In celebration, we build a fuel tank.
I'll say it again after pausing. Just, God, just the vibes. So the vibes are immaculate. But anyway,
and a dish, and a station. Why? Well, as my new Saudi friends would tell you, because we can. This Minmus base will be
because we can.
And our first mission from it will be
Base 2. Okay, now that we're at the transition. Just, again, as someone who doesn't really play this game, I do have a friend who plays it, though, and I think she's a bit more in tune for it than I am. It's interesting to see these kind of space games and the absolute nonsense that happens because, you know, space and catastrophic failure kind of go hand in hand, let's be totally honest here. It's just like, though, knowing that Martin has an absolute laundry list of mods installed as well, I wonder how much of that is contributing to the physics issues he keeps running into. Genuine question from me, because I think it's probably part of it. But at the same time, I wonder how many of these mods are contributing to the whole base, and like that whole foldable launchpad thing, definitely part of the mods for this. I'm pretty sure most of this stuff is just connected to mods. Like the habitats and all such stuff, that's all mods, definitely. Really cool mods, though. Like, oh geez. There are some games out there that, like, I am scared of the sheer modability of them. It's like it's like trying to craft a good Skyrim experience. You're just like, I don't know what to pick. There's so much. Now, granted, that's why I have Wabbajack, which just has mod packages that you can pre-install and basically have it all set up for you. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll take that. Make it easy on me, please, kindly. That's what I do for Fallout 4 in New Vegas. Can I play New Vegas on this channel? I could do that. I'm thinking, would it be streams or videos? Would it be more practical? Maybe like my Elden Ring videos? I need to do another one of those. Anyway, back to the Kerbals. I can suffer from the existential crisis of being a YouTube creator another time. Alright, I clicked off.
Gilly. If you think Minmus's 0.05G is far too much gravity, try Gilly with its 0.005G.
Basically, nothing.
Not only is the gravity incredibly low, but it's quite far away, so being able to build things there is a big, fat dub.
Gravity is so low, you take a step, you go flying.
Do all of the functions of the Minmus base, but badly. This rover will be the stop for yet another base. Its name?
One.
Born from Kerbal with
One.
a huge annoying launch vehicle, we can simply build it on Minmus and ship it to Gilly from there. Not only will this be easier, it won't cost any funds at all. Not that that matters. After a painful construction process, it's on the pad, fueled up, and ready to launch.
Just to ask, you think your portable pad needs to be a bit bigger? It seems like the physics don't like the tiny pad. That's all I'm saying.
So, let's launch.
Back to this vibe again. Oh yeah, how did I not recognize that as Geometry Dash music? I played Geometry Dash before. What the hell? How did I not recognize that? Again, immaculate vibes.
There we go, boys.
Half of them are done. Damn it.
As a test, I quickly whip up a small science rover, build it up, and drive it around. However, around this time, this started happening.
Ground 8. Oh. Oh, that's not good. That is definitely conflicting mods.
Repeatedly.
The fucking scream! Jesus. Oh, God, why am I wearing headphones? Because I must.
I swung the Minmus base, and then this happened. Oh shit.
The game has become a slideshow.
Luckily, I had turned quick saving and reverting back on because of this exact bullshit being a possibility.
Yeah.
Weren't gone, but they were kind of useless in this state. Dang. So for the next I decided I would... For this base, I've made the executive decision to launch it from Kerbal. I had a plan for this particular vessel, and it was...
What is with this launch?
Our boys at Saudi Aramco had been pumping non-stop for the past several months, netting us a very, very large amount of funds to work with. 26 million to be exact. Excellent. This would be necessary.
Microsoft excellent.
Would be quite large. So large, in fact, that 26 million wouldn't actually be enough money. Now, we could have continued to convert Kerbal's crust into monopropellant until we reached the planet's core, but that would be boring. And I know we could do better. What we needed to do was find a different resource to sell. You see, our great, strong partnership took boring old ore and converted it into boring old monopropellant. This would be the most efficient conversion without mods, but we have mods, so let's use them. Behold, the different resources of KSP Interstellar. There are a lot of these, and some of them are worth quite a bit of cash, but one
I would imagine
above the rest. Antimatter. 1 kilogram of this stuff is worth a ridiculous 108 million funds.
Damn.
We can do even better. This is the diamagnetic antimatter container, which doesn't just store antiprotons, but full antihydrogen, with much higher density. In fact, right here, 1,000 kilos or 1 ton of antihydrogen, which is worth 108 billion funds. Now that is a lot of dollar. So,
that is not merely a lot of dollar, my friend. That is an excessive amount of dollar. That is basically a national budget. Several times over. That is a several times over national budget right there, my friend. Plenty of dollar for an interstellar space project. Definitely. Sounds about right.
Let's partake in the ultimate drug run and go fill it up. But first, what is antimatter?
Okay, sit back, lesson time.
Hello again, class. Welcome back. Particle physics. Sounds complicated, but it's really not that bad. Firstly, we begin with water. If you were to zoom in really close to water, you wouldn't see anything. But if you could see something, you'd see water molecules. Lots of water molecules. Let's pick one of these molecules and look at it even closer. At this scale, you can see that water is made of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom.
Yep.
2O. Let's ignore the oxygen for the time being and zoom into one of the hydrogen atoms. At this scale, we see that the hydrogen atom itself is made of 1 proton and 1 electron. Protons have mass and a positive charge, and electrons have almost no mass and a negative charge. Protons and electrons, and also neutrons, which have no charge, make up matter. If we have a close look at oxygen, we see that it itself is made of 8 protons, 8 neutrons, and 8 electrons. So where does antimatter come in?
See, this is just reading all of classic high school lessons that I remember freaking back in old physics and just science class in general. Protons, neutrons, electrons, all this other stuff, learning about isotopes and all this other things in freaking science class and physics. God, science labs were just kind of the shit back in high school. See, that actually reminds me of a funny story. One science year, I think it was like freshman year or so for me, we had to make models of some kind of cell or sort. So I went about and made a virus model, right? And I think it was so good. Like, my teacher liked the model so much, she actually kept it to use as a display during the, like, yearly school fair thing that they would do to show off what different classes do. And she kept that. I think she was able to keep hold of it for like 3 years until it finally broke because some stupid fucking tiny freshman during my senior year broke it while looking at it in her class. And I was so pissed about that. I was so mad because it's like, it was such a good idea. I just made a virus out of like a bouncy ball with a light up interior to act like the interior of the virus's head, and then modeled it with like a freaking paper towel tube, popsicle sticks for legs, and frickin' the coil with like a washer with like frickin' the bendy wires that have the fur on them. I forgot their exact name. It's like arts and craft thing. Arts and crafts thing. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. But yeah, no, random, not childhood, but teenager story from the Fox of the time I impressed my teacher so much, and then some stupid fucking kid broke it 3 years later. Life, man. Life. Anyway, back to antimatter. We never did actually talk about this in high school. This is probably a college thing I would have done if I stayed in college. Anyway, moving on before that becomes a topic I need to discuss somehow.
Well, it's basically the opposite of regular matter. Antiprotons have negative charge, and antielectrons, which are actually called positrons, have a positive charge. This means that antiparticles and regular particles are attracted to each other. So, what happens when they touch?
Bad things.
Annihilation. All their mass gets converted to energy by Einstein's famous equation E equals mc squared. E being energy, m being mass, and c being the speed of light, which is squared. C squared happens to be this number, 9 with 16 zeros on the end. So if you had 1 kilogram of antimatter and mixed it with 1 kilogram of regular matter, you'd have this number of joules. A lot of joules.
Which would,
21 megatons of TNT.
Yeah, if that's 15 megatons, imagine what that would do just to a place. Think about it for a second. It wouldn't end well. It would end very, very badly. And very messily. But at least it would be quick.
In 1 kilo. Pretty good stuff. Which means that lovely
1 kilo.
antimatter
Efficient.
is the equivalent of 21 gigatons of TNT. Very big.
That would destroy a
5,000
planet, no doubt.
times less than the Dino Destroyer asteroid.
Ah.
That was a big boy. Back to the challenge at hand. Collecting antimatter. Challenge number 1. You can produce antimatter in Kerbal, but it's difficult and slow. Not ideal. The other way to get antimatter is through using a collector. In space, there's actually a fairly large amount of antimatter just floating around. If you're smart, you can use strong magnetic fields to capture this antimatter and store it. This is great, but it only works in space, and works best near strong magnetic fields where there are lots of particles whizzing around. Kerbal has a magnetic field, but it's quite weak. So do all planets in KSP. But they all suck compared to our big green friend, Jool. At exactly 9,000 kilometers in altitude, on a perfectly circular, 0-degree orbit, you can get the highest possible antimatter flux.
Damn.
Pick up collectors and start collecting in the 10
That is good.
per hour. Big stuff. However,
Very
there's
big.
another problem with this method. The collectors can only collect antiprotons, not positrons, which can only be created in a cyclotron. So, we need lots of collectors, a cyclotron, a power source, generator, radiators, and of course, engine for getting to Jool. Behold, the Warren Buffett. Powerful rocket ever built, and send it up.
I love his names for things. I love that it's so big. It's taller than the main construction station. Oh, Lord. That is amazing. I love it. Ooh. Ah, that's a good beat. Bam. dun, 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 dun. God damn it, Martin. Fucking damn it. I thought a part of me. A part of me was recognizing the beat, and then that hit. Oh god. Fuck. God damn it. That's good. That's good. You fucking got me, Martin. You got me. I am not mad. I'm not mad about that at all. I'm a little mad. And boom.
We place ourselves at 9,000 kilometers, start producing positrons, and begin the lengthy collection process.
Which is going to take how long? Ooh.
And after a mere 6 years of spinning around the big grid buoy, the container was filled with a ridiculous 1 ton of antimatter. Time to bring it back to Kerbal.
Back to Kerbal to make moolah money. And off it goes. So, I gotta get it back to the planet. Ah. Big radiator dish. Makes sense. Sploosh.
After another 2 years in space, the massive bounty of antimatter is finally back. So we recover the vessel and are rewarded with 96 billion funds.
Ooh, Martin has no need to worry about money anymore.
Very good.
Very good.
Now
Very, very
that we
good.
have money problems again, we can begin construction of our largest project yet, the Jool spacecraft. Since it's going to be so large, launching it in one go would be infeasible. So instead, the program has decided to launch it in several smaller chunks and perform what is known in the business as orbital assembly. This would require
Nugget.
many launches, but once assembled, we would have a real big boy in space. Not just any big boy either. This would be a proper spaceship. Lots of fuel in these spherical tanks, this big fusion engine for high efficiency, a nuclear reactor for power, a ring centrifuge particle accelerator thing that looks cool, and a lander for collecting surface science.
Does the centrifugal ring do it? No, but it looks cool. It looks cool. At least it makes the ship look all fancy and stuff.
Before we launch. Learn time.
And time. What is the lesson this time, Professor Mart?
Let's rewind the tape a little bit. This big fusion engine for high efficiency. What do I mean by this? What makes a rocket engine efficient? First of all, let's look at a small example. These two rockets are both exactly 7 tons and have the same amount of fuel.
But they have a different
The only
engine.
difference between them is the engines they use. This
One's
one's
nuclear.
a conventional liquid fuel engine, and this one uses a nuclear engine. If we burn all the fuel in both rockets, which one will be going fastest at the end? The nuclear engine. Obviously. Why else would we put
yeah.
a nuclear reactor in space? You dumb. So why is this? Conservation of momentum. You may remember back in episode 1 when I asked Kevin about Newton's third law. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. The rocket engine expels hot gas backwards very fast, which imparts an equal and opposite force on the rocket, causing it to accelerate. If you throw the hot gas back even faster, then you get more force for the same amount of fuel. This is exactly what the nuclear engine is doing. It uses a nuclear reaction in its core to heat up a gas to incredible temperatures that are much higher than what normal chemical rockets can achieve. This hot gas expands more than regular hot gas, which gives it higher exhaust velocity, and thus higher efficiency. So what about our futuristic fusion rocket?
Now, I'd probably say the only reason we probably don't see these engines being used on anything is because of possible pollution issues, and, you know, the, topical as it is, the main reason we don't see a lot of things using nuclear power. But you know what, we're not here to discuss environmentalism and why it is I believe we all need to go nuclear. Nuclear anyway, but hey, that's not what my channel is about. I'm here to entertain and watch stupid meme videos and play video games, not talk about touchy political subjects. I'm gonna shut up before I say anything else.
How does that work?
That's already like...
I don't know. But what I do know
Hey,
is that it uses
done all low.
a fusion reaction to release lots of energy and then shoots hydrogen through it to get its thrust. Efficiency is measured in specific impulse, which is measured in seconds. Higher seconds is better. But why seconds? 400 seconds would mean that a rocket engine with 100 kilograms of fuel would produce 100 kilograms of thrust for 400 seconds before it ran out of fuel. The best chemical rockets can do about 400 seconds of specific impulse. The nuclear rocket engine in stock KSP does 800 seconds, and the ion engine can do 4,000 seconds. This is still
Damn.
though. The fusion engine that we've been talking about can do 15,500 seconds in high thrust mode and 27,000 seconds in the most efficient mode. But we can do even better. The best engines can do 100, even 200,000, with the very best able to do a ridiculous 2 million seconds of specific impulse. These engines are so powerful that they can realistically accelerate the craft to a significant fraction of the speed of light.
Mmm.
Very nice. Anyway,
Very, very
the
nice.
Jool mission. We've got a few modules to launch. Propulsion, command, centrifuge, reactor, habitation, labs, new labs because the old ones are bad, and the land. So, let's go.
Oh god, I hope these various game OSTs don't get this video struck by anything. Not like it's gonna do anything. I have frickin' 200 subs, so you know, not like it fucking matters. Boop. Oh god, watching those connection points, this is actually kind of tense, not gonna lie. Skink. Off they go. And there goes the nugget. Okay, there's their lander.
Once
That is
the
a
spaceship was
big
fully
ship.
assembled, I went to give it a name. But what to name it?
Hmm.
It is definitely the Big Funny.
Well, such a
Fucking
big
solves the
green
world map.
launcher.
Zoomed into West Africa, Burkina Faso, and to its capital, Ouagadougou.
Oh, Wagadoogoo.
Immense.
I mean, I guess if we're gonna name it after some city, might as well do something that sounds kind of funny. Wonder what it means in their native language, though.
Once around Jool, we placed
Nice.
the craft into a parking orbit, detached the lander, and began the hunt for lots of science.
And off it goes. Alright. Jool having a moon that is basically habitable. Huh. I mean, hey, it's got water and everything. Jool means. Got water, clouds. Good shit. Damn, how much stuff is being researched? Ooh. Of course he'd find a vent and shove a Kerbal into it. And bonk. Just all... Oh yeah, dude, I totally forget the fact that Kerbal has a first-person mode so that we can view the launch from the cockpit. That's both cool and terrifying. Just... So, question, how long has this journey taken of just using the Ouagadougou lander? Monkey flag.
Lots of data was collected, and our fuel was almost depleted. We headed back to Ouagadougou, docked, and transferred the science into the lab. After several more months of zooming around the
Read
grid,
it by 300 times.
had been completed. In total, we had collected 41,000 science from our mission, but the labs had multiplied this by 5, leaving us with an absolutely massive 207,000.
Oh.
In celebration, I get a Kerbal out of the habitation module, who is instantly vaporized by the high-energy neutrons from the engine. Rip.
Oops.
To the R&D building and unlocked every technology available, including the warp drives.
Finally. So, where does Kevin come into this? Because we've still got like,
We'll be on the surface of the
we've
first
still got like 5 minutes.
Kerbal system. Good old Elu. I've learned from our previous surface-based mistakes and placed everything necessary for the base to function on one vessel. It's
Good idea.
This long boy has the premier
Just-
power generation.
I can't be too loud, so I can't do it myself. Just the. Let's see here. We got various scenes that collector says Dragon Tech.
A literal black hole.
That's the power source.
And many other important features, like a launch pad, drills, and an ISRU module. The interesting part of this base is how we're bringing it to Elu. You'd expect for a rocket of this size, it would need a massive launch vehicle. But no.
Maybe.
With our shiny new technologies, we can condense this vehicle into this power.
Power nugget.
4 antimatter powered jet engines, a massive fusion engine, and the warp drive.
Ooh, yeah.
So let's launch.
Gonna need that. Let's see. Damn. Efficiency. Make it more efficient and smaller. Just. Wow, it actually is pretty damn small. Literally power nugget.
Space, we don't bother getting into orbit. Instead, we begin charging the warp drive, and
Wow, I like the trail on the warp drive. That's pretty. And now, time acceleration. Yeah. Alright.
20 minutes later, we've traveled 76 million kilometers, and we're here.
Nice.
We take it down to a low orbit, and touchdown. In less than a week, we've placed a base on
Hell
a
yeah.
planet in the solar system. Very nice. In celebration,
Very, very
space
nice.
station and launch it from our base. Incredible. We've pretty much conquered the entire solar system, so naturally, our next destination is
Going interstellar.
for our first
Like that one movie.
voyage. We'll send a lander to plant a flag on the planet's surface. This will need an interstellar transfer stage and a lander with enough delta V to land and return to orbit. For this job, we've recycled the Ouagadougou lander, remembered to include a ladder, and built the very first interstellar transfer stage. So we put it on a launcher, name it Shitfart 14,
God damn it.
launch.
We had so many names that were good, but now no. Just shit fart 14, that's all. Good luck, Kerbals. Good luck. You're gonna bloody need it. And
Once in space, we charge up the warp drive, and
off they go. Just the screaming. Yeah, that is about accurate for Kerbals. Looks like a star. Alright, and are they gonna make it? Ooh. Okay.
here we are, boys. Proxima Centauri, and a small exoplanet, Proxima Centauri B. Catch
Nice.
the lander, and fly it down to the surface.
Alright. Again, I'm still waiting for Kevin to somehow show up in it. Uh-oh. That's an anti-air system. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh. I think we know what Kevin's been up to. Kevin. What are you doing here, you bastard? Uh-oh. Okay. I've got a bloody abrupt that one is. Holy shit. Oh, oh jeez. That is, okay. I have to say, it was like the same thing in the, freaking My Summer Car video. Martin's ability to just throw in the cinematic style stuff, I fucking love it. Ah, but now and then we're gonna need to watch part 4 to see what the results of, Kevin shooting down the lander were. And apparently killing the pilots too. That fucking bastard, how dare he kill the Kerbals! Oh boy, oh boy. Next time though, yeah. Definitely gonna have to see what I want to do next though. I mean, let's see, we got the parts to finish off, so we're just gonna do that, whatever. I don't have a lot to say after this. This is just cool though I still have to praise Martin this stream. I watched a bit of this, I didn't watch a ton of it. Frickin' Martin, well, just to ask, why do you torture yourself with Jessica's story? Why, man? Why? Oh, jeez. Anyway. Blah, blah, blah. Till next video. Till then. Oh, boy. Well, now we know what Kevin's been up to, at least.